Every holiday season, I look for new ways to make things feel festive on a budget. Today, I'd like to share the little things we do as a lower-income family to bring the season alive, including foraging for pine branches, delving into a mid-century Christmas crafts book, thrifting, and, of course, just using what we already have. It is beginning to feel like winter here, with mornings touched by frost and droplets that cling to the spiderwebs like jewels glittering in the sun. Everything that used to mean new life is now settling in to sleep through the cold. But if you look very closely, there are still little pockets of life teeming, even in the chill. I love this time of year. While I was out foraging for pine branches, I noticed a flock of what might be wrens chattering in the grass and fluttering into the trees. It was magical. Watching them talk to each other and look around for food and seeds was so much fun. I have learned lately to slow down as I go and notice the smallest things. There are mushrooms hiding in the moss underfoot, thriving in the damp of the season. The leaves glitter every morning in the frost, and sometimes the fog drapes everything in a quiet blanket of calm. Everything is so incredibly beautiful right now, and I feel the most alive in this season. Nature is one of the greatest resources that we have as a family on a budget, and bringing nature inside always adds a level of coziness and beauty that nothing else can replicate.
So hello, I cannot thank you enough for being here, and I mean this truly, and this is not an exaggeration when I say that all of you being here has really changed our lives and impacted our lives in a positive way. A couple of years ago, we were at a place where my husband's job had been affected by the pandemic, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to buy a Christmas dinner. I did not want to come on here and cry because I am truly very grateful and very happy, but I cry about everything, so here we are. Like, we had everything we needed, but we did not have money for extras. And now we are in a place where life is becoming comfortable again, and more than just comfortable, it's radically different. It's a little ironic because opening up about being low income has put us on a path where we will no longer be low income, probably in a year or so. And the change that it feels absolutely unreal. It's a little hard to process that the change I'm seeing right now is potentially a sustainable path to a very different future than where I thought we'd be in a year, if my channel continues to grow. It's never been a bad life. We've been very lucky. It just felt like we were always trying so hard to get to a better place, and we would just barely reach somewhere where it felt comfortable, and then something else would happen. And now we don't have to worry about where things are coming from because of all of you. You have all grown my channel to a place where I am making an income that will comfortably sustain us and carry us out of being low income. But I wanted to sit and say thank you. You have changed our lives, and this is wild. This is wild. It is very exciting, and this is a representation of all of you who are here on this journey with me of budget vintage homemaking. And I will probably be chatting a little bit more in my videos. I miss sitting down to chat. I feel like that's a little bit of a connection that I've been missing as I've been experimenting with how I'm filming and what I'm filming, and so there may be more sit-down chats in the future, but this is really monumental. This is life-changing. I just want to thank you for being here, and let's get on with the Christmas content.
I have had this 1966 Better Homes and Gardens Christmas Treasury book for years now, but I had never quite found the time to delve into it until this year. If you want one for yourself, you can find them all over eBay, so go forth and have fun. There are so many ideas in these for how to decorate, how to cook Christmas things, songs to sing, and pretty much anything relating to Christmas. I found a few crafts that really inspired me, and I was able to thrift nearly everything I'm using, including some foam for a later project. If you want to make things along with me, I will have an Amazon list in my storefront, which is always linked down below, and I will put in as many similar supplies as I can find. But you can also find all of this at your local craft store or at your local thrift store for much cheaper and in a much more sustainable way. Making the rosettes for the trees was an experiment for me because I'd never done it, but I did also realize that the paint was going to take a lot longer to dry than I expected, so I moved on to a different project after my first test rosette, which was a little too large for the trees that I had. So I decided to move on to some projects that did not require paint and decided to fringe a Christmas tree. This fringe trim is some that I got from my lampshades and ended up not really liking on the lampshades, and I thought it was the perfect kind of mid-century look. Something I've noticed as I look through the Christmas book is that all of the crafts are very detailed. There is no minimalism. It is all colorful with lots and lots of fringe and pom-poms and lace and trim, and I love that. While I am trying to simplify here and there, I still really love color and texture and pattern, and it will always be a part of my house. As if the fringe wasn't enough, I decided to add these little bows that I found at the dollar store, and I think they add the perfect amount of extra. If you know me in real life, you know that I am almost always a little bit extra, so making these was really fun. I decided to make a pom-pom Christmas tree out of the green and pink pom-poms I had, and I really wish I had gotten more of these, but I just didn't know how many trees I would be making, so unfortunately I only had enough to do this one tree in this particular color scheme, which is my favorite. The pom-poms did come from a local craft store, and I think they were about $3 a bag. And I think this turned out so cute. But of course, I had to be a little extra and add a few extra things. I found these jingle bells at the thrift store, and I just couldn't resist adding some bells to the tree to make it a little bit fancier. And by this time, my paint was finally dry on the other Christmas trees, so I decided to start making the rosettes. The red ribbon is wired ribbon, which made it much easier. I decided to form each rosette in my hand before gluing it to the paper, and this really helped just to see the shape that I needed. The other ribbon does not have wires, and it was a little bit harder to get it all glued in place without burning myself, but I am really happy with how these all turned out. If I'd had more time and more patience, I would have made far more rosettes. But while I waited for those to dry, I decided to cover another tree in lace and then some more of those beautiful green bows that I found at the dollar store. For a few years now, I have been searching for the perfect piece for our living room to replace a kind of ugly shelf that houses the majority of mine and my husband's film gear. Being on a budget and also just being very used to finding a deal, I don't like to buy new furniture. I also just don't want to buy new if I can find it secondhand. So this week, I went to a local thrift store that almost always has their furniture at 50% off, and which has almost always had some mid-century furniture for sale. I found this absolutely stunning 1950s serpentine Drexel dresser for an absolute steal, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to show you all how it looks in our living room. It is such a beautiful piece and so sturdy. I probably shouldn't have been moving it into the house myself, but I was on a schedule and had things to do, and I needed it to get done so that I could move on with the rest of the projects I had this week. I am very used to moving furniture by myself, and I think I am probably a lot stronger than many people think that I am, because while this was a little bit hard, it was really more big than heavy for me. Getting it up the stairs was the biggest task. But as you can see, I had a little helper who made everything so much easier.
Are you moving it? Thank you.
I am sure most of you know this, but if you are moving furniture around and don't want to scratch your floors, stick a towel under the legs and everything will be protected. So this is the old ugly film shelf, and my husband made it, bless him, but it is just not the color of furniture that I like, and it's not very efficient at keeping things put away. Things tend to fall off the shelves or get pulled off the shelves or get knocked off the shelves, and it's never organized. Having a closed off storage space here is going to be so helpful. We built our son a bedroom in the living room since it was such a large part of our house, and it has been really nice having the extra wall space to decorate and to put things like this. I am so in love with the way that this looks. The curved front is so unique and so incredibly beautiful. I still can't believe that I found it. Now that the trees were done and I had foraged some pine branches, it was time to decorate the mantle. This is usually a multi-day process for me because it's such a big space and I like to add a lot of things to it. Having live pine branches in here has been a favorite thing of mine to do because it just adds so much fresh beauty. It's also very easy to decorate with pine branches. Putting them up on the mantle, I don't have to nail them in, I don't have to wire them, I can just lay them down and they stay put. Surprisingly, our cats leave them alone as well. They seem to like having the outside inside, but in general they don't try to play with the branches or knock them down. I decided to display our hobbit door this year. It's something my husband made for our youngest son's birthday last year, and it's too cute not to keep. I actually really love it here above the mantle. I don't know why I haven't thought to put it here before. As a last-minute thought, I decided to cover all of the books on the mantle with some white fabric to emulate snow, because I have an entire Christmas village that I have thrifted over the past years, and I always put it up here. But it always seems a little bit busy with the books. To surround the two windows here, I did use some fake branches that I have thrifted. Pepper was very interested in these, but she is a good girl and she did not eat them. Then it was time to add the massive strand of outdoor lights that we have. I use them specifically because they are very good at lighting up the Christmas village. So far, we have a fire station, and a train station, and a church, and a barn, and a few other little houses. I cannot wait until we have enough to make a full village. At some point, I feel like we should get a train. The mantle is big enough for it if I take down the books. Our stockings are a mix of thrifted and sale items, and I never bought Pippin a stocking of his own, so that is something that I'm looking for this year. For now, he has a secondhand one that someone gave us. Then it's time to decorate the new buffet, and I decided to pull out some green books. And because I am going with a green and pink theme due to all of the 1950s things that I see about Christmas and all of the pink in my vintage book, I got these waffle paper trees from the grocery store, and they were on sale, so I think each one was only $1 or $2. A lot of the things I'm putting out are from the thrift store or are just pieces that I've had and accumulated over the years. It is really exciting to spend time making a room come together in this way, and I have learned to wait until I have what I need, even if it takes years. The one area that has always stumped me is the green door that leads out to our deck, and so this year I decided to take from the Christmas book and make a 1960s inspired door decor out of entirely thrifted items. I found these little boxes and used the lids, which in the book it says to use hat box lids, but I found some that were much smaller. And then I enrobed a ton of dowels that we've had for years in some glitter and glue, and just hoped that it would turn out. I covered each little craft box lid in some felt and hot glue, and then cut these foam balls I thrifted in half to glue to the centers. I decided to go with a theme of pink and red because, like I said, the 1950s were all about pink and pastels. And then, because we are talking about being a little bit extra with our Christmas decorations, because that's how it kind of was in the mid-century, I covered each little foam ball in some iridescent glitter confetti that I found at the thrift store, and then continued to cover a ton of sticks in glitter. I'm using tacky glue here, which I think works best. I tested Elmer's glue, but it took far too long to dry. And the tacky glue is just easier to manipulate and gives a thicker coat, which I think works much better. I actually stopped this project when I was about halfway done with the first little hat box because it was not looking the way that I had imagined. I knew that these boxes were smaller than the hat box lids used in the book, but it looked a little unhinged, and I'm not going to lie, I almost gave up on this project. But I decided to see it through because I thought that maybe, just maybe, adding 2 more boxes to the project would make it look better overall. You'll have to tell me what you think when I am done with this project. And regardless, it was very fun to cover everything in glitter, and it felt like a craft you might do when you're little in kindergarten. Lady decided to check out what I was doing. She was very interested in the glitter sticks. By the time I got to the last one, I was feeling a little bit better about the whole project, and I am really glad that I stuck to it, because I think that in the end it actually turned out very pretty. But this is definitely one of those projects that is very much trust the process. Oh, to hang them on the door, at first I thought maybe I would just use a few small push pins, but then I found this plaid ribbon in my stash and knew that it was the perfect way to hang these. I have these plastic wall hooks that are supposed to stick onto the wall with tape, but I thought hot gluing them onto the ribbon might be a good way to get these to hang. And then when it came time to putting the ribbon on the door, I did not cut the bottom of it until I had nailed it to the outside where it'll be covered by a wreath on the outside of the door. And I decided to make this ribbon the full length of the door. Once I put this first one on the door, I was so excited. It looks so pretty. Very, very mid-century, very atomic era, and I am kind of obsessed now. I did not think I would like this project as much as I do. As an added protection against kids going in and out, I did end up hot gluing the box lids to the hooks on the ribbon.
Nope. I know they won't.
The next day was kind of the last bits for me. I found Pippin a stocking quite unexpectedly at a local store sale where all of the Christmas stuff was 50% off. So I found a new star for our tree because the old one was not lighting up and had been from the dollar store, and this one was only $6 on sale. I also found these pom-pom garlands, and everything was on sale, which is one of my favorite things to do, to shop sales, especially when they are on such a big discount. I didn't end up getting enough garland either way. I found some sparkly ones and I also found the pom-poms, but I combined them, and you'll see at the end, I actually think it turned out really cute. And then I decided to bring in some more pine branches so that I could make some sort of overhanging bough to put over the hobbit door.
Hi, baby. Did you wake up from your nap? Did you? Did you wake up from your nap?
This was very easy. I just used some leftover floral wire we had and wrapped some old ribbon around it. I added a few more waffle paper trees to the mantle just to bring the pink over this way more, and I love it. I love my living room. I'm finally feeling like we've really settled into this space. It's been a lot of years of moving around furniture and building extra rooms for space and just figuring out what my color scheme is. Getting the 1950s pink couch really tipped me towards bringing more pink in here. And then recently I was able to get a new rug that is round to kind of emulate a little bit of the Hobbit vibes that I want. I hope that this video gave you some ideas on how to decorate your own home on a budget, whether you are low income or just looking to save a few bucks. I highly recommend shopping sales. I am considering going back the day after Christmas to see if a few of the things they had at the store are on any more of a sale, but it is so beautiful. I am so in love with the way that my living room looks now. I just want to be cozy in here with a cup of hot chocolate and enjoy everything. Thank you so much for joining me in what I am sure is a busy holiday season for many of you. I truly do appreciate every single one of you for being here, and I hope that my channel can always feel welcoming to you, no matter if you are married, no matter if you have kids or don't have kids, or if you are on a budget or not. I hope that this is a welcoming space for everyone. Anyone can be a homemaker on any type of budget. It just takes care and love and a little bit of patience. I am so glad that you were here and that you spent the day with me. As always, I hope that wherever you are feeling safe and loved, and until I see you again, have a beautiful day, and thank you for watching. Bye!